Trojan Felly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, the transfer portal, once again, give it, and the transfer portal take it away. We're going to talk about this. Listen, it is out of control, in my opinion. I want to know from you guys, is the transfer portal out of control? Now, with that being said, there is a big-time player that USC was highly after. They wanted him very, very bad, so much so that they brought out a Hall of Famer, a legend, and that's no other than Troy Palomalu. You guys know who I'm talking about. It's Payton Woodyard. Now, Payton Woodyard officially hit the portal, and we're going to talk about that. Here's a couple of things right here that just came out last night on yesterday evening on Twitter. Let's pull it up here, and this is Payton Woodyard here. Pete Nukos, that's his name, announced that Payton Woodyard, you see that's the Twitter there, is entering the transfer portal. Then about maybe 20, 30 minutes later, he says, you'll see the tweet coming up here. He says a West Coast team is now the favorites to get Payton Woodyard. So with that being said, I heard that that's the other tweet there. I heard that it was 3 teams that are involved with this right now, possibly. And, who knows if that's true? I don't know. I think Oregon may be leading this thing, but they said UCLA, USC, and Oregon possibly in this thing. But here's the question I want to know from you guys. I want to talk about a couple of things, and I got some other things that I want to – oh, that's the old picture there. Take that down. I got a couple of things that I want to talk to you guys about, and that is this. At some point, there has to be, and much respect to him, no disrespect to any kid that enters the portal, but it just seems like these kids are just kind of bouncing in and out. Not even really. We've had it. We saw it personally with Jason Zandamila, and now I think he's getting ready to commit to Florida. I just saw yesterday that apparently Jason Zandamila is he had the Florida uniform and everything. So I'm not sure if he committed. I didn't really see it that long. When I saw it, I just kind of flipped because I was just – because at some point it's like, wow, you don't even get an opportunity, or you don't even try to get it, get the opportunity. Well, you have the opportunity, but you don't try to take a chance and just kind of compete. I mean, at what point do you say, let's compete? I know you went through the spring, but it seems like all these kids are bouncing for various reasons. And I just want to know why, why are they bouncing so quick? Why are they leaving so quick? Is the transfer portal making an excuse rather for guys to not actually compete? I mean, that's kind of how I'm looking at it now. I mean, some cases, yeah, you get the transfer portal, you hit the transfer portal. To me, it's valid reasons, but it's like, you had an opportunity to go visit the school, whether you're Jason Zandamila, whoever you are, and you came, but now, I understand. I heard he got homesick. Maybe Payton Woodyard's homesick. That could be the case. That's a valid reason. I mean, because sometimes you get to a place, you don't know how the place is going to actually be, and it just becomes like one of those things. Especially, I've been to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and let me tell you something. That is a lost in the sauce place. I'm not going to lie. So I'll give them that much with it. But as far as the aspect of competing, because at the end of the day, when you go to the NFL, and I'm saying that to say, there was a guy from Charlotte that just committed. Charlotte is another school, man, and they had a big-time safety who was a very, very experienced guy, hit the portal. He just committed to Alabama yesterday, and then right after that, I saw where Payton Woodyard hit the portal. So I'm just wondering, like, is it an issue where guys are seeing guys? Because, the way these teams are now, especially teams like Ohio State, Georgia, USC, the way these teams are now, guys are everywhere. I mean, the rosters are loaded. You're going to have to rock and roll wherever you go. You're going to have to get it on it popping, on it cracking wherever you go. So wherever you go, and if you go to the NFL, you may get drafted to an area that you don't like just Louisiana or just anywhere, New Orleans Saints or Dallas is cool. But I'm just saying, you're going to have to go places you don't like. So at the end of the day, man, it's like at some point, these kids are going to have to grow up and say to themselves, the future goal is at stake, and you're going to have to get somewhere, get stable, and compete in order to, really establish some things as far as being an athlete. So that's one aspect of it. Now, the other aspect, of this is, and I want to bring this up to the USC fans. How do you guys feel about a guy like Payton Woodyard possibly coming back? Now, I'm going to say this. I put it up on Twitter yesterday, and I just, I was kind of saying it jokingly, come home, but then I really had to reflect. My thing is this, USC safety room, like our DBs, our safeties, that room is stacked. Now, will we welcome Payton Woodyard? Absolutely. Who wouldn't want to welcome Payton Woodyard? St. John Bosco guy, from the area, you at home, coming home, who wouldn't welcome him? But, I will say this, it's not a given that Payton Woodyard would even start. Just given the fact that you got to think the guys we had come in from the freshman class, they good. Those guys within themselves, they're good. Marquise Gallegos, Jarvis Boatwright. Of course, you got the DBs, cornerbacks, Marcellus Williams and Braylon Conley coming in. But you look at the DB room as a whole, you look at Christian Pierce, some of the other younger guys that we got there. I mean, Zion Branch. We got some guys that are there that are able to move and grow, and it's not a given that you're gonna start there. And of course, the seniors that we got there. You got Ramsey. Of course, you got Achille Arnold. You got Anthony Beavers. You got some guys. You got some straight up dogs there, man. Even Bryson Shaw. You got guys that are there just ready to make some things happen, man. So it's not a given as it relates to the to be able to come and get right now playing time. It might not happen at Alabama. It might not happen at USC. And it might not even happen at Oregon, just given the way that they're recruiting heavily. And from my understanding, even with Oregon, they have to cut down on some of their players right now because right now they're absolutely loaded. I think if I'm not mistaken, somebody told me 120-something players. We got to have 85 players on the roster in order to compete. So, you guys can drop those comments. You guys can let me know what you think. That's another part. Now, here's the other part that I want to talk about as it relates to the Payton Woodyard. I feel some type of way. Now, we forgive everybody. And yes, I would welcome Payton Woodyard home. But my thing is this, and I'm not holding it to anybody. I'm not charging anybody to this. It is what it is. I think that when you bring somebody in like a Troy Palomalu, USC, in my opinion, they went out their way, man, to really just basically wine and dine these guys, man. And, if he decided to come now, you welcome him with open arms. But, man, Troy Palomalu, I don't know how he felt about that, just being that he came, he took out the time to be able to chaperone, to be able to, not chaperone, but be able to host these guys and come on and just really show them the love that, look, you want to be a Trojan, him and Kingston. And so now my thing is, I want to know from you USC fans, how do you guys feel about that? How would you feel about that as far as him coming back and as far as him possibly coming back and the fact that he's in the portal right now? Would you guys want him back? I would take him back, like I told you, with open arms. But I will say that just the fact that, Troy Palomalu came to me, that meant a lot for the USC football Trojans to be able to get him back. I don't even remember, Troy Palomalu, Reggie Bush, Troy Palomalu, those guys just don't come around just to come around. Those are busy guys who are have very active lifestyles. And, that's it's just one of them situations. So, man, you drop those comments in the comment section, man. You guys tell me what you think. I got a couple of things I want to share with you real quick. And this is from the NFL. But let me know what you guys think, man. You guys already know where you can find me. It's going to be USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Now, let's get to this real quick. Here it is right here. These are the new numbers. Let me rewind this back here. Okay. Oh, let me shout out John Jackson. This is John Jackson, man. This is Caleb's best friend. Big shout out to him. Caleb got him in there. And look, man, what better way to have your best friend? He got invited to the Chicago Bears, and I'm not sure what number he has, but that is John Jackson III. I wanted you guys to know that. I got much love for him. I got much love for his dad. And you guys pray for his dad, by the way. But I got much love for his dad as well. You guys know his dad was on the show. And so big love to JJ as well. But he's invited to the camp. He will. And he did throw for the pro day for USC. So, look, man, he's so familiar. He has chemistry with Caleb Williams. So I would love to see him get on the field. Now, here's a couple of guys' numbers that just came out. Caleb Bullock, you guys know he wore number 7 at USC. He will be wearing number 41 now with the Houston Texans. So big shout out to Caleb Bullock, now wearing number 41. So don't go looking for number 7 on the field because you won't find him. But he will be wearing that number. Of course, Caleb Williams, he wore number 13 with us, and he will wear number 18 with the Chicago Bears. So big shout out to Caleb Williams. Marshawn Lloyd with the Green Bay Packers, he will be wearing number 32. Big shout out to him. He wore number 0 here. And look, I think he's going to be one of the most slept on players. Solomon Byrd, he has somewhat a familiar number. He wore number 51 here, and he's wearing number 50 now. So big shout out to those guys who got their numbers. I'll bring you the other guys' numbers as soon as they come open, man. So available. So look, man, you guys talk back to me, man. Let me know. Drop those comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. You guys already know where you can find me. It's USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Until later on, listen, everybody stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.